Hi y'all, my name's Karen. I'm a lead instructor for CMC's youth education program, and I also run my own food blog called Gritty Gourmet. It's all based on creating food for outdoor adventures like climbing, camping, backpacking, all that stuff that we all love to do here at the CMC. So tonight I'm going to teach you how to make my favorite curry recipe. This is really good for car camping and also times like these when we're trying to stay away from the grocery store a ton and kind of use what we have on hand. So this recipe, you can use kind of whatever vegetables you have on hand. This is just kind of what I had today. I've got some cauliflower, some sweet potato, and then you'll definitely want to have some onion and garlic. Other things you'll need to make this curry are some tomato paste, a can of coconut milk, a little bit of oil. I like to use coconut oil for this, but you can use whatever oil you have on hand. Then also some really important spices. You need turmeric, curry, cumin, and then some salt. And to start this out, we'll heat up a little bit of coconut oil, about like a tablespoon or so. About that much. We'll get that started in our pan on about a medium heat. And we'll start out with our onion and some garlic. I use about 4 cloves of garlic, but I also really love garlic. I'm going to stir that up so the coconut oil coats the onion and the garlic. So get those onions and garlic covered in the oil. They're going to start sizzling up a little bit. If you're in a cold environment when you're making this, it can be super helpful to use a lid to preserve your fuel and just make sure that you're cooking as efficiently as possible. I'm cooking in my backyard today, but I am kind of hungry for dinner, so I'm going to use my lid as well. One of the main reasons I like to use coconut oil is because other oils will freeze when you're in a really cold temperature when you're out camping, and then they're in like a really tight bottle with like a really narrow neck, and it's really hard to get the oil out in the morning. So I like coconut oil because it's in a jar that you can just scoop stuff out, and then if it's like really cold, you can heat a little bit of water, put that whole jar of coconut in it, and it'll help soften it up. Awesome. So I've got my onions right here. They're a little bit softened. They're kind of a lighter purple color. At this point, I want to add in my sweet potatoes as well. I want to add those in first before the other vegetables because potatoes just take a lot longer to cook. I definitely like to keep these cut fairly small so they don't take a super long time. Again, depending on the climate I'm in and how hungry I am, I'll cut them even smaller so they cook a little bit faster. I'm going to turn my heat down. Like a medium-low. Put that lid back on. I'm going to let those potatoes cook and soften up for about 5 minutes. Great, so after about 5 minutes, our sweet potatoes are a little bit more softened and our onions and garlic have had a chance to share their flavor a little bit. At this point, you can add in the rest of our vegetables. I'm going to throw my cauliflower in here. Some other great things I like to put in here are carrots. I like to put broccoli up besides cauliflower, and then also like peas are really good in this as well. Then you can always use normal potatoes instead of sweet potatoes. Those are all great substitutions you can use for what you have on hand if you're out camping or if you happen to be making this at home like I am and you don't want to run out to the store. So once I've got all my vegetables in, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of some tomato paste. Not the most exact cook, so that's my tablespoon. Throw that in. Mix that around. We get our vegetables just a little bit coated with that. And at this point I'm going to add in my coconut milk. Awesome. Once I've got my coconut oil mixed in with all my vegetables, now comes the fun part. I can add all the spices I want. First thing I'm going to throw in is a fair amount of salt. If you were to measure it, it'd be about a teaspoon and a half. I kind of just go for it. You can always adjust these later, but I like to try to get my baseline spices at this point so that my curry can kind of cook in all those spices while it's taking that time. Great, this is my curry. I'm gonna use the other side of my spork because it got a little dirty. I like to do about a tablespoon of each of these spices. For curry, I'm gonna go for some turmeric. Again, about a tablespoon here as well. And last but not least, I'm gonna put some cumin in there. The cumin, I would do about a half a tablespoon, a little bit less. Great. I'm gonna get those all mixed in. With all our spices mixed in, we should have that nice, classic, deep kind of golden curry color. What I need to do at this point is let my curry simmer, get those flavors mixed in, get my cauliflower cooked up, all my vegetables finished cooking so they're nice and soft. I'm going to cover up that pot, make sure it's a nice secure cover. I'm going to be at about a medium-low heat here. I'm just going to let that sit for about 15-20 minutes, stirring every now and then, checking tenderness with my fork. And then once those sweet potatoes are soft, then I'll know that I'm good to go. Awesome, so it's been about 20 minutes since we put our curry on to simmer away. So we're gonna give it a check, see if it's ready to go. Go through with my fork, just test and see if the vegetables are soft. So let's see. Grab a cauliflower here, nice and easy to get through my cauliflower. And we'll check a sweet potato as well. Nice and easy there, so it looks good to go. Alright, so this tastes really great over rice, white rice, brown rice, whatever you have. Other options, you could do this over quinoa and even some couscous fit. Make sure you go ahead and taste your spices. Adjust anything right now if you want a little bit more of a certain flavor, need some more salt. Now's a great time to adjust it, and then just let it sit for 1 to 2 more minutes and kind of soak in those final flavors. Other than that, you are good to go with your nice campfire curry. Enjoy!